Top of your screen now comes back behind Kyler Murray on a 3rd and 4. Murray keeps, and Murray with a lot of running room. There goes Kyler. Inside the 35. On 3rd and 6, open. Can he get the first down? Rondale Moore with a move on. Another cut. Moore all the way inside the 5 of the Seahawks. Murray, incomplete. It's 4th down. With the Eagles in Arizona last weekend, he filled in Kansas City as well when there was an injury to their starting kicker. And from 23 yards away, he puts the Cardinals on the board, and they get their first points of the quarter. Fake snap. Kenneth Walker takes the direct snap, and all the way across the 45 for a Seahawk first down. He had that dazzling 69-yard touchdown run in New Orleans last week.
And surprised them with the run.
So the defensive substitution, both teams going up tempo, and there's Kenneth Walker. Down around the 20 of Arizona. His nickname is Canine. Smith in trouble, and they got him. That's a Cardinals sack at the 21-yard line. So a 39-yard field goal try by Jason Myers. And the kick is good. No problem. Murray on 3rd down, hit as he throws, catch made, Benjamin slips a tackle, gets across the 40 and a big first down conversion.
We'll do the rest.
At midfield, Marquise Brown will check the spot as he crosses midfield. They are moving the chains. That's a first down for Arizona. Straight ahead run, and Kyler Murray gets it. When we sat with him yesterday, he said to us, I said, well, do you want to run more? He said, I'd love. Murray, pass caught well short of the first down, dropped right away at the 20. A.J. Green, and tackled right away by Jordan Brooks. A fast-moving opening quarter to start the second quarter. Murray sliding. And incomplete for Rondale Moore. It was a low throw. There may be a greater opportunity here for you, and he's taken advantage of it. Jumping off the pass to Noah Fant. And he's fighting hard. The coordinator here through the transition has thrown out of this before, but you would think blocking in this situation. And nothing happening. The Cardinals flooded in there, led by J.J. Watt. Murray on 3rd down, goes down inside the 20. Uchenna Nwosu with the sack, his 3rd of the season. Hasn't had a chance to get it downfield yet, but he may here. Well, he'll go underneath to the tight end for a first down, and that's busting Will Dissly.
So Dissly's going to be coming across the middle there.
In trouble on the move, they'll keep and slide now, but everything went well for his future plan. So Walker taking over sooner than later as Geno Smith is going to run and still dancing around short of the first down. 3rd and 2. Walker can't get it from 27 yards away, and he nails it. As a 76er fan, a lot of good things happening in the sports world there. As Kyler Murray connects to Hollywood Brown. And Murray is sacked at the 45-yard line. Ryan Neal from his safety spot. Traveling with DK Metcalf. They'll go short underneath. Noah Fant. And he stays inbounds. 35-yard punt without a return. Geno Smith has a timeout to work with, and there's a nice catch. Marquise Goodwin all the way to the 46. He stayed in bounds. Smith will keep. A lot of running room for Geno Smith. And he's out of bounds to stop the clock at the 22-yard line of Arizona.
Just kind of sitting back here. Geno changing things up.
A quick throw and sideline catch out of bounds. It's Goodwin's again. 14 seconds. They go back at it in the shadows. Pressure picked up. Smith for the end zone and a one-handed try, but incomplete for Metcalf. It's the non-football injury list, and his first game back was last week. Big play there as Jason Myers is 3 for 3. The blitz is picked up. Smith is still going to get sacked. He had a moment but couldn't find anybody. Referencing the
man in the box.
All right, well, that's Kyler Murray to Moore, who's loose. Rondale Moore crosses midfield. Murray on the move. He's going to keep it down the sideline. Weave inside to get the first down to Kyler Murray. Here's Danson. Sliding at the 35. Benjamin straight ahead of the Seahawks were ready for that.
Manned up at the top of the screen.
Murray running into trouble. Heaves it in the air. A.J. Green is back there. That it was deflected. He was trying to deflect it. First down Seahawks. On target. D. Eskridge at the 40 of Arizona. First down.
Trying to get the benefit of the doubt to the officials. That couldn't have been the call.
Walker with some tough runs. Kenneth Walker to the 10. On a third down, 7. Smith with plenty of time, but they're going to get to him. The coverage was good, and he's sacked inside the 15 by Marcus Golden. The kick is good. He is 4 for 4. Every day is Myers Day.
He's going to change practice and the game. Going to be hard not to have him suit up Thursday, guys.
Kyler Murray firing on first down. Zach Ertz hauls it in inside the 45-yard line of Seattle. Third down opportunity for the Seahawks. Pressure coming. Murray will keep. He'll run. And the ball's out. And the Seahawks have it inside the 20. Tariq Woolen with the recovery. And Kobe Bryant shook it loose. Nicknamed Avatar. They call him a cheat code because of his speed and ability. And a sack for the Cardinals. Another one at the 20-yard line. Myjai Sanders gets to Geno Smith. That's the 4th sack of this game for the Cardinals. In trouble. Dixon. He's going to be nailed. And a fumble recovery by Chris Banjo. And that's going to be a Cardinal touchdown. But the Cardinal defense is back out there after their special teams play produces. And a nice catch and carry to the tight end. Picked up 15. Fake to Walker, pressure on. Smith gets rid of it. Eskridge has it. The blitz was on, smothered at the 45 by Budda Baker, but a first down.
3 tight ends again.
Smith gets rid of it in a hurry, and there's Metcalf. Smith for the first down. Lockett has it as he goes out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Kenneth Walker. Walker with a move through the goal line. Kenneth Walker, and that's a Seahawk touchdown. Second and 5. Murray, middle of the field, wide open. Marquise Hollywood Brown. Complete. He doesn't have the first down yet. Ertz squirming. The throw was behind him. On 4th and 2, Murray backpedaling. And the Seahawks bring him down. Quentin Jefferson with a sack at the 35-yard line. Cardinals recover in the end zone for a touchdown. Their special teams unit. 3rd and 13. Smith is going to get out of it. Eventually brought down by Zaven Collins. That's 5 sacks today for the team that came in with the fewest sacks in the NFL. Jordan Brooks, 8 tackles in the game. Murray has a moment, but he's brought down. Puna Ford and a flag brought down with Murray. Incomplete, it's 4th down. Smith to throw deep down the middle of the field and knocked away at the last moment by Marco Wilson. He was trying to get to Tyler Lockett. Play clock at 2. The throw off the hands of Moore, and it's 4th down. That's a first down catch. Clutch throw and catch to Ertz at the 20.
First down.
Murray with room. He's going to head to the sideline and get out of bounds at the 45. That's another Arizona first down. A mix-up, nobody there. Down the sideline and gets a takeaway. Tariq Woolen. His 4th interception of the season. They're ruling it a catch and bounds. Marquise Brown is still down.
And a former Husky ran the fastest ever, John Ross. Wasn't too much quicker. I think his was only like 4.21.
Seahawks win it. A rare road loss for this Cardinal team and Kyler Murray.